My project is looking at simulating wind and applying that to moving a rigid body around. To produce the wind, I'm using fluid dynamics. At the moment, my project uses a density solver, which, as you can see, will allow the density to disperse around the project, but it will not gather within the grid. This is because I've chosen not to have any boundaries, unlike a normal fluid simulation. As in a real-life application, the wind doesn't behave as if it is confined. Currently, the velocity will only move in one solid direction at a time through the grid. However, later within the project, this will change as the velocity solver will be fully implemented. The project has different values to tweak. One allows the grid size to change. However, at the moment, the system does take a while to generate the grid the larger it is. However, this doesn't seem to affect performance of the simulation once it's been generated at the moment, as all the neighbours are assigned to each cell when the grid is generated, which could contribute to the grid taking so long to generate. The force of the simulation is calculated for the rigid body based on how strong the density is, i.e. more force will be applied to the rigid body the closer it is to the density source. Also, I should point out the rigid body does wrap around the project depending on where it went out of bounds, which means that the force will still be applied when the rigid body appears from the other side. To make the project easy to test and user-friendly, I currently generate the density source by clicking on the screen. This is then translated into the colour, where the alpha is representative of the density. By the time the project is complete, the density sources will be randomly generated to produce a realistic wind simulation.